So in today's session, we will be taking the class on nutritional and food requirements for adults. Okay, from your dietetics textbook. Those who have the textbook, please mention the page number in the chat box. New textbooks have different page numbers, chapter number and page number. 40. So those who have the textbook, it's page number 40, chapter 3. In case if anyone is joining late, we will discuss about the 2024 guidelines as well. Okay, it may not be printed in your textbook. I do have the PDF file of it, what ICMR has given for Indian adults. In 2024, there are few new guidelines and all. Okay, so if anyone wants the guidelines, you can just WhatsApp me. Okay, WhatsApp me regarding the link or the PDF of the guidelines. I'll send you. I'll mention my WhatsApp number in the chat box. So without forgetting, just WhatsApp me about the just WhatsApp PDF, guidelines PDF. Okay, I'll forward you the PDF file. So that is the ICMR PDF file, okay, of 2024. In your textbook, these recent details may not be available. Okay. So coming to the food and nutritional requirements for adults. Before going to the energy level variations, okay, balanced diet is a must. If you are not suffering from any chronic diseases like diabetes or coronary heart disease, any protein allergy, malnutrition, any form of malnutrition, kidney disorders, okay, if you are a healthy adult, you should have a balanced diet. And what do you mean by what balanced diet? You can see on the screen. If you divide your plate into a pie chart, okay, 40% of it should have the servings of fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay, 25% of it, some cereals. Okay, some fiber rich cereals, legumes as well. Okay, don't think that legumes and lentils, the dal, rajma, moong, all these things that you have, it only gives protein. It gives you high carbohydrates as well. Okay, so the cereals and pulses and legumes, they all come under carbohydrates. Since they are legumes are rich in fiber as well. Okay, they have a really good amount of fiber to them, so they are fiber rich carbohydrates. Okay, 25% is protein. Okay, when it comes to plant proteins, sprouted beans, okay, soya chunks, soy protein, if non-vegetarian, eggs, meat, any form of meat, they are protein sources. 25% is complete protein sources. 10% should be fats that you use in cooking, along with the fat that you drizzle over your food. Okay, people have the habit of putting a little bit of ghee over their meal that have been served to them. Okay, so that also comes under this 10%. Also the fat that you have used for cooking these meals. Okay, everything will come under this 10%. Okay, so based on the ICMR's dietary goals that they want for Indians to have, okay, mentally you should have a positive state of health, okay, which is optimum for performance in populations at large by maintaining an ideal body weight. If you have an ideal body weight to your height, whatever is your height, based on your height, if you have an ideal body weight, okay, you will have a positive health and optimal health overall. 50% of the risk of developing certain diseases will be cut off just by having your weight maintained. Okay. Next is ensuring adequate nutritional status for pregnant women and lactating women, since they also come under adults. Okay. If nutritional status of pregnant women or lactating women will dip, it will also cause a dip in the future generation's nutrition. Okay, a malnourished mother A malnourished lactating mother or a pregnant mother will give birth to malnourished children, and this vicious cycle keeps going on. Okay. Improvement of birth weights and promotion of growth in infants, children, adolescents to achieve their full genetic potential. Okay. When a child is born, the day one, the child is born, a healthy child will be around 2.5 to 3 kg. Okay. By the child is 6 months of age, the child has to double the weight. Okay. So if the child was born with 3 kg, the child has to gain more 3 kg by the end of 6 months. Okay. So that should be the weight gain in a infant. Okay. By the first birthday, the child has to triple the weight. Okay. So weight gaining is a major factor when a child is growing up in the first year of life. Then growth. Okay. When once the child has started walking around, okay, the child is balancing itself, standing on its feet, walking around, then we have to focus on the child's growth, cognitive development, intellectual growth, emotional quotient, okay, and also in height, even in childhood, throughout the childhood, and also as a teenager. Okay, your growth promotion is the main priority. Okay, only then we can say that the child will reach its full genetic potential. Next is achievement of adequacy in all nutrients and prevention of deficiency diseases. If you have a balanced diet, majority of these nutritional deficiencies will take a setback. Okay, having a balanced diet will solve majority of the micro and macro deficiencies, and because of that, you can prevent a lot of chronic diet related disorders as well. Okay, and now, right now, India is a young country. Majority of our population is between the age of 18 to 39 years of age. Okay, with 29 being the mean. Okay, mean where majority of the population is. Okay, but does not mean that we should not focus on the elderly health. Okay, we have to focus on increasing the life expectancy of Indians, and also presently who all are senior citizens, their health. Okay, that also matters. Okay, so they also come under adult nutrition. Okay. So when it comes to energy, based on the ICMR data for an adult, okay, energy, it was around, we say it's around 2000 to 2500. Right now, they have slightly increased the energy. A little bit of energy increase is seen. Okay. Those who have the new textbook, can you just mention what is the energy they have mentioned in the in this new textbook? Yes, 2100 for a 2110 for a person who is sedentary. Okay, a man who is sedentary. Okay, and a person who is really active, very active, it could be around 2700. Okay, so the mean is around 2400. Okay, so that is the mean for a man, but for a woman it is much more less. Okay, so that is the energy requirement they have to follow. A woman who is in a sedentary lifestyle, she should have just 1600 kilocalories. Okay, so what kind of lifestyle you have, that is also very important. Okay, to understand what should be your energy levels, your total calorie energy levels means your total calorie requirement. Okay, so these are the newest data that has come. If you check the online website of ICMR, you will find the table, okay, RDA table. And the main function of nutrition in adults, it's not growth, but it is more to make sure that you are able to replace your worn out tissue, which means your cells acceleration of cell division and proliferation that takes place, so you can stay youthful. Okay, if your body is not able to replace worn out tissues, you will become older faster. Okay, you will get old at a very fast level. Okay, free radicals will cause much more damage to your body than in its regular pace. Okay, then maintenance of your body functions, nutrition is very important. Okay, in any form of like for proteins, proteins, once they become an amino acid within your body, they have a separate function that they have to play. Okay, each different amino acid, essential amino acid, has a separate functions that they have to play. Replacing worn out tissue means keeping your body youthful, energetic. Okay, away from free radical attack. The more, like for example, if you have antioxidant rich food, okay, vitamin A, vitamin C, antioxidant rich food, old cells old cells will immediately fall off and new cells will take their position. Okay, so this replacement is a continuous process. Even without you realizing, your body is continuously replacing old cells and replacing it with new cells. Okay, when this replacement rate is high, on a very regular basis, your body does this replacement, you stay young for a very long time. Okay, internally as well. But if the replacement rate slows down, that is when aging has caught up with you. Okay, growing old has caught up with you. Okay, so that is replacing worn out tissues. So every micro and macronutrient has a specific function in your body, okay, which keeps your body in a state of equilibrium. So if you are malnourished, if you're undergoing malnourishment, this stage of equilibrium will be affected. So we have this Indian reference, man and woman. The indices that you see here has changed a little bit. Okay. Um, right now, the Indian reference man's weight is around 65 kg. Okay, this is an old source here, 60 kg they have mentioned, but right now the Indian reference man's weight is around 65 kg. Okay, it does not mean that Indian man's ideal weight is 65. No, this is where, based on the age and based on the average height that an Indian man has, an average height of Indian man from all the sectors. Okay, from all the states, all the sectors, what is an average height an Indian man has? According to that, 65 kg is the reference weight. Okay, and height is not 173, it is 163 centimeter. Okay, and age is 19 to 39. It's not 18 to 29 anymore. Now it is 19 to 39. This was an old source. Okay, earlier it was considered 18 to 29 because a decade back, okay, 10 years back, majority of our population was in this age group, 18 to 29. Okay, but now after 10 years, obviously the population also has aged. So now it is 20 to 39. Okay, that is where majority of the male population in India, the major steep is around that area. Okay, 20 to 39. And the average man's weight is 65 kg and height is 163 centimeter. 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 Coming to average Indian reference woman's weight, it's 55 kg. Height is 151 centimeter. Here they have given 161 meters centimeter. It's not that. It is 10 centimeter less. Okay, it is 151 centimeter in height, 55 kg. Okay, and age is also 19 to 39. It's no more 18 to 29. It is 19 to 39 now. Okay, so whatever is the BMI, you can calculate and see what BMI you will get with the new height and weight. So that is what is the reference Indian adult man and woman right now. So reference Indian man and woman means it does not mean this is the target, okay? Because yeah, weight could be a target that you want to achieve, but height cannot be. Okay, once you are an adult, you are in a specific kind of a height. You cannot change that much. Okay, so this when we talk about Indian reference man and woman, uh, why it is necessary to have this indices is that based on these indices, the ICMR and NIN, National Institute of Nutrition, they are able to make RDA, okay, for this particular uh, height and weight indices. Okay, and that RDA is more or less very suitable for the general population. Okay, for only for this purpose we have Indian reference man and woman. It is just for a general purpose. It is not for a subjective purpose. Okay. So nutritional requirement, as I mentioned earlier, the nutritional requirement has changed. This was the old ICMR data of 2020. Okay, in ICMR 2020, it was 2,320 kilocalories, but now it has changed. Am I audible to all? If my voice is breaking, please just mention in the chat box. So energy requirement now it has changed. For sedentary man, it is 2,110. And if it's a heavy work, if a person is doing a man who is doing heavy work, it will be depending on the energy that they have spent. Okay, that is not much of a top layer. Okay, for example, an athlete, for a marathon runner or a cyclist. Okay, their energy requirement per day is around 8,000 kilocalories, 7,000 kilocalories. A normal human being will not be able to keep up with it. Okay. Am I audible to all? Is my voice clear? Am I audible? I hope the screen is visible as well. Please to mention in the chat box if the voice breaks again. So protein requirement, we always say consider a minimum 60 gram of protein should be there in an adult's diet. Minimum 60 gram. Okay, maximum it can go above. Okay, based on the workouts that you do. Okay, if you are into bodybuilding, weight training and all, based on the workouts, the intensity of the workouts that you do, your protein requirement will change. But for a normal adult, okay, man or woman, 60 gram is the baseline protein requirement. 20 gram for each meal, 20 gram for breakfast, 20 gram for lunch, 20 gram for dinner. Okay, like that, if you are breaking it down, it's very easy to keep up. Okay, for man and also for women. Okay, for women, you can put an upper baseline limit at 55 gram as well. No issues in that. Okay, 55 gram for women, 60 gram for men. Okay, that could be your average. Even if you are sedentary lifestyle, moderate lifestyle, 60 gram, 55 to 60 gram of protein should be there in your diet. Okay, because your body has to keep up with the day-to-day wear and tear that it goes on. Okay, to make sure that your body is able to replace the worn out tissues. Okay, protein requirement should be there at least in dinner time, dinner and breakfast. Okay, at least in dinner and breakfast, protein should be there. Why in breakfast? Because when you wake up, your body is depreciated out of all the protein that it has. Okay, so in breakfast, when you get the protein, it starts replenishing your body. At night, when you have protein, that protein will be required to repair your tissues. Okay, a lot of repair work for your body takes place at night when you are sleeping. Okay, so at that point, your body can use this protein to do all the repair work. Okay, so that's why for dinner and for breakfast, protein requirement is very important. In lunch, you can focus more on carbohydrates. Okay, because during the lunch time, your metabolism is also at its peak. Okay, metabolism is at peak, so your body will be able to harness those energy in a much better way. Okay, protein energy ratio you can see here in this graph. A meal, okay, a source of food, how much protein, how much energy does it give? That is the protein energy ratio. Okay, so in this first meal, if you see this chicken piece, okay, it gives you high protein, but it gives you low energy. Chicken does not have carbs. Okay, they are very less in carbs. They are high in fat, high in protein, but very low in negligible amount of carbs. Even if you take an egg, okay, high in fat, high in protein, no carbs. Okay, so what they do, a high protein diet, any high protein diet, automatically it will be high in protein. It may be high in fat as well, but carbohydrate will fall down. Okay, so for weight loss and all, you have to check the protein energy ratio. Okay, it should be positive. It should be more than 1. If the protein energy ratio, if it is more than 1, means that food will aid in weight loss and all. Okay, and if the protein energy ratio falls and if it is below 1, okay, that means it gives you a lot of energy but very less protein. For example, cheese, bread, etc. Okay, they don't have much protein, but they are high in carbohydrates. They can give you energy, but they lack protein. Okay, so that is protein energy ratio. Numerator is protein, denominator is energy that you get from carbohydrates, mainly from carbohydrates. Okay, energy that the protein gives you cannot be utilized for the regular calorie purposes. Okay, for to fuel your body. Okay, the protein is there in your diet, mainly its purpose is to replenish your body. Okay, for growth, for replenishment. It is not there to fuel your body with energy. That function is for fats and carbohydrates. Definitely protein can act as a fuel, but you want to spare protein. Okay, you want to spare protein from becoming fuel. So that is protein energy ratio. Okay, you take a meal, you put them on this graph. You will see, is it on the green side or is it on the red side? If it is on the red side, avoid it to lose weight. If it is on the green side, you can enjoy it to lose weight. Okay. Then fat also, the amount of fat that you have to take depends on what kind of lifestyle that you have. Is it sedentary, moderate, active, very heavy, or active lifestyle? Based on that, the fat intake also changes. But the upper limit for fat intake is 35 gram, not more than that. Even if you are an athlete, even if you are an athlete, the upper limit for fat intake should be 35 gram, not more than that. Okay. And if you are into a sedentary lifestyle, the upper limit is 25 grams, especially for women. Okay. Women who have a sedentary lifestyle don't have fatty food. Okay. Don't have fats in your overall meal for the entire day, not more than 25 grams. Okay, upper limit should be 25 grams, visible and invisible fat. Okay, including both. You have to make sure that only around 15% or 20% of the energy should come from fat, not more than that. Minerals, your focus should be on calcium, especially if you're a woman, adult woman, focus on calcium, iron. Okay. For the general population, calcium, iron, zinc. Okay. These three minerals are important. Why zinc? Because of immunity issues. Iron, entirety of the Indian population is like majority, 60 to 70% of Indian population is already anemic. Okay. So we have to focus on iron. Okay. Calcium, our food is naturally quite low in calcium. Okay. Calcium is a mineral which it is not a micro mineral. Okay, it's a macro mineral. Okay, you require calcium in large amounts, at least 1000 mg per day. Okay, if it is a pregnant woman or lactating woman, she will require 1200 mg per day. Okay, that is the amount of calcium required. Vitamins, there is an RDA table mentioned in your textbook. You can just refer that. Not much change has come in vitamins rate. Only vitamin C requirement has slightly changed. They have made sure that you require more vitamin C as compared to the previous ICMR data. Okay. Focus is still on retinol and beta carotene. And when it comes to the ascorbic acid, that is vitamin C, both man and woman will require 40 mg on a daily basis. 40 mg of vitamin C on a daily basis. If you eat two whole fruits, okay, two whole fruits on a daily basis, uh, you will be able to attain 80% of this vitamin C RDA. Okay. So 40 microgram on a daily basis is required for vitamin C. If it is retinol and beta carotene both are vitamin A, but retinol is from animal sources. Beta carotene is from plant sources. For vegetarians, vegetarians will get beta carotene. Vegans and vegetarians will get beta carotene from plant-based sources. Non-vegetarians will get retinol from animal-based sources. Retinol is better absorbed in your body. Beta carotene will be absorbed, will be converted into retinol and then stored in the body. So it's a slightly lengthy process of storing, converting and storing beta carotene. Okay. So it is around 600 microgram. And if you are retinol is 600, but if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, then you only have the option of beta carotene. So you should have 2400 microgram per kg of your body weight. Okay, 2400 beta carotene per kg of your body weight if you're a vegetarian. If you're a non-vegetarian, 600 microgram per kg body weight of vitamin A should be there in your diet. Other vitamins like B complexes, thiamine, riboflavin, uh, niacin, pyridoxine, okay, folic acid, vitamin B12, Vitamin B12 deficiency is also very common in Indians. Vitamin D, vitamin B12, iron, these are the most common deficiencies. Vitamin D deficiency is very much common because Indians don't spend a lot of time out in the sun. Okay, because of the colorism issues in India. Okay, they don't prefer dark skin. To stay away from sun is much better to stay fair, and also this because of this fairness hawks, a lot of Indians don't step out in sun. Okay, at least 1 hour of sunlight uh, Indians should get at least before 8 o'clock or around 5 to 6 o'clock. If not possible, then between 11 to 2 p.m., at least 10 to 15 minutes of exposure in sunlight is important to get the vitamin D synthesized in your body. Okay. So vitamin D deficiency is also very common. Even if any one of you, if you do your blood serum analysis, vitamin D is one area that there in which you will require some form of supplements. So that's about vitamins. Dietary fiber, at least 30 gram of dietary fiber per day should be there in your diet. Do not overdo dietary fiber. Okay, there is an upper limit to dietary fiber, and that is 60 gram. Nobody should have more than 60 gram of dietary fiber. Okay, but generally, to be on the safer side, how much dietary fiber an adult requires is 30 gram. Okay, at least 30 gram of dietary fiber, 25 to 30 gram of dietary fiber should be there in your meals. Not one meal, all throughout all the meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, through dividing all these three meals together, 25 to 30 grams of dietary fiber should be there in your meal. Okay, don't overdo it. Okay, there is an upper limit to the dietary fiber, not more than 60 gram. If you are having more than 60 gram dietary fiber in your diet, your body is not getting its nutrition. Dietary fiber will rush the food out of your intestine at such a fast pace that your intestine will not have enough time to absorb nutrients. Okay, so that is a drawback of having too much of fiber in your food. Okay, so that's about the nutritional requirements. Is it clear to all? So coming to the food requirements and cereals, that is rice, wheat, millets, quinoa, oats. Okay, these all comes under cereals. Okay, so the calories that cereals give you should not be more than 75%. Okay, pulses on a daily basis, 2 to 3 servings of pulses should be there in your diet. Animal food should be, if you're a non-vegetarian, 1 serving of animal food is good, or at least have 1 egg per day. Okay, just 1 egg per day is also the schemes. Okay, egg per day on a daily basis, having 1 egg. State wise also these schemes were advertised long back, it is still going on. Okay, milk, dairy, 500 ml per day, either milk or any form of dairy like buttermilk or curd. Okay, or just having 250 ml of milk in the morning, and in the lunch at least having 50 ml of curd, in dinner having, if you're having just 200 ml of buttermilk. Okay, so in this way divide your dairy consumption. Okay, so at least 500 ml of milk or any dairy product should go inside your body. Main logic here is to make sure that you get enough calcium. Okay, vegetables and fruits, fresh vegetables and fruits, at least 5 servings on a daily basis. Fats and oils and sugar should not give you more than 20% of calories. 15 to 20% of your calories can come from fats, oils, and sugar. Okay. Sugar is also fine. There is no harm in using sugar. Okay. On a daily basis, if you're a healthy adult who does not have diabetes, 5 to 6 teaspoons, 5 to 6 teaspoons of sugar you can use on a daily basis. It will not cause you any harm. Okay. It's approximately around 25 gram. Okay. 25 gram of sugar. That is the upper limit, not more than that. WHO and also the United Kingdom's Nutritional Association, okay, they all recommend the same amount, not more than 25 grams of sugar. That is refined white sugar. Okay. Pregnant women, see, when it comes to pregnant women, here you can see this is for an adult, man and woman, 500 ml. Does anyone know what is the requirement of dairy product that a pregnant woman should have on a daily basis? Can anyone guess? Or previous batch students who are still attending the classes, if you remember nutritional and food requirements of pregnant women, it is 1000 ml, 1 liter of either milk or milk products or dairy products a pregnant woman should have. A lactating woman as well, specifically a lactating woman should have 1 liter of either milk or curd or buttermilk. Okay, so at least 2 glasses of milk she has to have morning and evening. 2 glasses will be around 500 ml. Okay, then 2 bowls of curd, 1 glass of buttermilk. If you divide it like that, you are getting 1 liter of dairy product. Okay, you can use isabgol, okay, if you're not able to add up to that fiber, and have legumes, whole legumes on a daily basis. Okay, if one day you are having rajma, the other day have the green moong dal, not the yellow dal, the green moong dal that has that outer, it has its outer layer. Okay, the on the third day have kabuli chana, on the fourth day have black chana, on the fifth day have the dried green peas. Okay, if you see that outer cover that have, that is fiber. Okay, cook the don't throw away that fiber. Okay, cook whatever curry you want to prepare, cook it with that outer cover of this green peas or the legumes. Okay, even when you cook it, this outer cover, the outer layer, it gets separated, but don't throw it away. Okay, these are the various way in which you can indulge in protein as well as high fiber. Okay, legumes are the best examples of it. Okay, have a simple at least one cucumber a day. Okay, cucumber is seasonally, it's not seasonal, on throughout the year you get cucumber. Okay, tomatoes, onion, and cucumber. Okay, chop them and just put some chaat masala or salt on black pepper on it and have it for every lunch and dinner. That should be your salad. Okay, this salad should be there. It is very easy. You don't require any fancy dressing to make it. It is very easy, very convenient, and see, throughout the year you will get these veggies. Okay, and whenever you feel like it, you can add more boiled legumes into this salad. Okay, you can improvise based on your needs, based on your taste. Okay, and antioxidants, if you are having fresh fruits and vegetables, automatically you are getting enough amount of antioxidants. You don't have to worry about it. Have a handful of nuts and seeds, at least one whole fruit per day, salad in lunch and dinner, a small bowl of salad. Okay, in lunch and dinner. Okay, these things will take care of your antioxidant requirements. Water intake. Can anyone guess what should be the water intake? It's based on your weight. Okay. For every 25 kg, 1 liter of water. Okay. For every 25 kg, 1 liter of water. So if you are 50 kilos, 2 liter of water should be there. Okay. 65, if you are 65 kg, approximately 3 liters of 2.5, 3 liters of water. Okay. That is the upper limit. The upper limit is 4 liters of water. Do not have more than 4 liters of water. And based on your weight, if you are a 55 kg individual, and if you are having 4 liters of water, it is too much for your body. You will be draining out your body out of you will drain out all the important electrolytes out of your body. Okay. So 25, for every 25 kg, 1 liter of water should be there. Okay. So if you are 75 kg, at least 3 liters of water you have to drink. 60, if your weight is 65, 2.5 liters. Okay, so like that you have to calculate. But there is an upper limit. Do not have consumed more than 4 liters of water. If it is winters and also the seasons also play an impact. Okay, during hot season, definitely the water consumption will increase, but don't over consume water because that will drain your body out of electrolytes. Okay. And this water consumption, it includes your tea, soup, juices, smoothies. Okay, these all things are included in your water consumption. Okay, if you are having 3 liters of water, 3 liters of fluid, okay, it includes the water as well as the juices, smoothie, okay, any sports drinks that you have, it includes all this. Then we have the low cost balanced diet. So these for low income groups, okay, if you come across a family who is on a budget, okay, and you have to make a diet plan, menu plan for them, okay, but they are on a budget. So what kind of guidelines can you give them so that they get their balanced diet, they get all the nutritions, but at a low cost, okay? So ask them to make big, thick rotis instead of small, thin chapatis. Ask them to go for big, thick rotis, okay? While making big, thick rotis, it also ensures good fiber content. Okay, it also ensures saving some of the vitamin B complexes that can be lost if you are making the rotis too thin and exposing them to high heat. Okay, some amount of vitamin B could be lost. Okay, so vitamin B will not be lost if you're making the rotis big and thick, and it is much more filling. It will fill the stomach. Okay, you will not overeat. If you are making big thick rotis, you will not overeat. If it is thin rotis and small rotis, you cannot keep the track of it and you may indulge in overeating. Okay. Then pulses and cereals in combinations. Okay, can you give me some examples of dishes that are a combination of pulse and cereals? Any form of pulse and cereals. Yes, khichdi, pongal, bisi bele bath. Yes, dosas, idlis, dosas and all. They are combination of pulses and cereals. Okay. So why the combination? Why the combination is required? Because you will not lose a lot of gas or fuel in cooking in two different pots. Okay, if you're making khichdi or pongal, you just require one pot, one gas. Okay, the cooking time is also limited. Within 15 or 10, within 15 minutes of just one gas burning and one pot being used to cook khichdi, pongal, bisibele bath. Okay, just one pot is being used, one gas is being used. People can save money. Okay, drumstick leaves, it's very cheap. Drumstick trees, the moringa trees are also abundantly found everywhere in India. Okay, there is not a specific geographic location in which they grow a lot. Okay, anywhere, everywhere in India, the drumstick, the moringa trees, they grow. Okay, drumstick leaves, it's the moringa leaves. Okay, if you're making sambar, if you're making dal, okay, any form of dal, just put some the drumstick leaves into it and cook the dal with it. Okay, it's an amazing way to indulge high levels of iron and folic acid. Drumstick leaves are high in iron, folic acid, vitamin A, vitamin C. Okay, great sources of iron and folic acid, especially during pregnancy. Okay, even in pregnancy, women are recommended to consume more drumstick greens. Okay, or you can make a puree of these leaves, puree of the drumstick leaves, add it into the atta and knead it into a green flour. Okay, that you can make chapatis out of it. Yeah, you can use it as just like how you use spinach and all. Okay, how do you make palak paratha? You can make drumstick parathas as well. Okay, and have a kitchen garden. Even if you're living in apartments, if you have a small balcony, okay, grow some herbs like pudina. Okay, uh, coriander leaves, a small pot of curry leaves. Okay, a small pot in which you can grow cherry tomatoes, um, green chilies. Okay, it does not require much space. Okay, even in a small pot, they can grow these herbs, these herbs and bushes. They can grow. Okay, so have a kitchen garden. Dry fish, nowadays it is not that common. Okay, dry fish is not that common. You can make basaru sambar. Okay, you can check about the basaru recipe. It's easy. Okay, you can make basaru sambar of drumsticks. Soppine basaru you can make. That is a Kannada uh, dish. Okay, it is made out of any form of leaves and a lentil or any legumes. Okay, I have mentioned the spelling in your chat box. Search about the recipe in YouTube, you will find it. So pina basaru out of drumstick leaves, or any form of legume, or split lentils or any form of lentils. Okay, you can make a sambar out of it. Dry fish, not that common nowadays. Okay, very rarely it is used. But still, dry fish is also a very cheap option, alternative. Okay, to make sure that minerals, dry fish is very rich in minerals. Okay, earlier days, a few decades back, it was quite common, but these days, getting dry fish is also very rare. Okay, people who still live in the coastal regions, okay, fishermen communities and all, when the trawling months are on, that is the monsoon months, when the government will not allow you to go out for fishing. Okay, because you have to allow the fishes to breed for the next season, right? So that at that point of time during the monsoons, people used to rely on dry fish, okay, for their protein and their food requirements. But nowadays, we also have people harvest sweet water fish also. Sweet fish farming, prawns farming is also very common among the coastal regions, so people resort to those during the monsoons. And it is also very smelly. Okay, it gives a very pungent smell. Dry fish, if you're living in apartments and all, your neighbors may get irritated of the smell if they're not a eating community. Okay, then broken rice, especially from ration shops. Okay, if you can ration your pulses and legumes. Okay, broken rice, it is equally nutritious, but since it is broken, it is sold at a very cheap rate. Okay, but it does not has any, it is not backward in form of nutrition as compared to normal rice. Okay, so you can guide them to use broken rice. Use of jaggery, okay, because of its iron content, but it does not mean that jaggery is much better as compared to sugar, because the way how sugar will increase your blood glucose levels, jaggery will also increase the blood glucose levels at the very same pace. Okay. Also honey or date syrup. Okay. They are not substitutes for sugar. They will they will increase your blood glucose levels at the very same rate. Okay. And use toned milk. Yeah, broken red matta rice is also good because it is rich in fiber as well. The matta rice, it is rich in fiber. It has that fiber. It is not dehusked. Okay. Steamed food. Uh, this you can use as a weight loss strategy as well. Steam your vegetables in the same container utensil of how you make idlis and all. Okay, idlis or dhoklas, in the same containers. If you steam your vegetables, okay, and in a little bit of oil, just one tablespoon of oil, if you just season it with some mustard or whatever is your regional seasoning. Okay, just season these steamed vegetables in 1 teaspoon of or 1 tablespoon of oil. Okay, you can control the oil intake of your entire family, and you don't have to lose the taste of it, because when you steam the vegetables, you don't lose the taste of the vegetables. Okay, and whatever water has been collected, that also can be used as curry. Okay. See, legumes and pulses, they are one and the same thing. Okay. When you call it a pulse, it means it is dried. Legumes that are dried, it becomes a pulse. Okay. For example, fresh peas. When you are eating fresh peas, it is a legume. Okay. The green peas in the winters you get. Okay. You open the pea pod, and then you make the batana sabzi, etc., matar sabzi. So that is a legume. It is fresh. Okay. But when you dry it, in off season also you get green peas. Okay, but it is the dried one. You can store it. Okay, it is a non-perishable. You can store it for longer. So that is a pulse. So majority of the pulses, they are the dried version of legumes. Okay. Then use your ration shop distribution. How much ever you can avail the facility of ration shop, at least in terms of your macros, pulses, legumes, cereals, oil, okay, fats and all. If you're getting it from the ration shop, sugar, etc., okay, at a very cheap rate, ration shop distribution can be utilized to make a low cost balanced diet. Okay, is it all clear to all? Coming to the classification of vegetarianism. Okay, when we talk about vegetarianism, it doesn't mean that people who avoid non-vegetarian. Okay, meat, those who don't eat any meat or fish. There is different categories of vegetarianism. Okay, so the first one is semi-vegetarianism. Okay, so what do you think a semi-vegetarian would be? Do you think they will eat meat and fish and egg as well? Yeah, some semi-vegetarians, they will eat fish. Okay, they may eat milk as well. They may eat eggs as well. Okay, but they may not eat any uh, any red meat. Okay, sometimes they can also indulge in chicken, etc., but they will not eat red meat. Okay, like beef, mutton, lamb, okay, pork, these things they may not eat, but they may indulge in chicken once in a while. Okay, they will definitely eat eggs and all. Okay, so that comes under semi-vegetarianism. Then pesco-vegetarianism or pescatarians. Pescatarians, they will not eat any dairy product. They will not eat eggs. They will not eat meat, any form of meat, neither poultry, neither red meat. But they will eat fish. Okay, fish and seafood and all the plant-based diet. Plant-based diet plus fish or seafood. That is pescatarian diet. Okay. Then lacto-ovo-vegetarian. From the name itself, you can understand. Lacto, they will have dairy product. Ovo, they will have eggs as well, and all plant-based diet, but they will not eat meat. Okay. This type of vegetarianism is very common in India, lacto-ovo-vegetarianism. Okay. Then you have ovo-vegetarianism. They don't have dairy product. They will not have any form of meat, neither poultry, neither lean meat or red meat. Okay. They will have plant-based diet plus eggs. Okay. Then you have vegans. Absolutely no animal products at all, not even honey. Okay, they will not even have honey. They will go for maple syrup instead. That's a vegan diet, completely plant-based diet. Then you have macrobiotic diets. Again, in macrobiotics, they will have plant-based fishes as well. Okay, they will have all types of they will usually not have any grains much. Okay, cereals or grains are not that much of a part of their diet. Okay, that is macrobiotic. They will indulge more in vegetables, fruits, etc. They will limit their grains. Fruitarians, it's one of the dangerous combination. Fruitarians, they will only depend on fruit that has been fallen off from the trees. Okay, they will only eat fruits that has been fallen down from the trees. Okay, so it is very risky. There is a high risk of developing a lot of deficiency. Okay, in fruitarian diet, vegan diet, macrobiotic diet. Okay, they have a risk of developing a lot of vitamin A, vitamin D, calcium, B12, folic acid deficiencies and all are very common in vegan, macrobiotic and fruitarian diet. So that's a classification of vegetarianism. Do you think India is a majority of non-vegetarian or a vegetarian diet? What kind of majority does India has in terms of eating habits? India has a majority of non-vegetarian eaters. Okay, majority in India are non-vegetarian eaters. Okay, but India's population that are strictly vegetarian is quite large in number. Also, the non-vegetarians of India, they are not completely dependent on non-vegetarian diet. Okay, their major diet is still plant-based. Okay, and just one meal or two meal in a week or so is non-vegetarian. Until and unless if it is fish, then it is a staple for them. Okay, fish becomes a staple diet, especially for the coastal people and the fishermen communities and all. Okay, apart from that, even the non-vegetarians of India, they mainly have a plant-based diet. Okay, but India as a whole, if you see population wise, more than 60% of the Indian population is non-vegetarian. Okay, but still we are such a populous country. Even if you just look at the vegetarian people, strictly vegetarian people, it is double the population of America and Canada together. Okay, So that is the statistics in India. Predominantly, India is a plant based diet kind of a country. Okay, but majority is still non-vegetarian. Okay. Then raw food diets, that is another form in which they will not eat any cooked food, only eat raw food. Okay. Fruitarians can still bake something, but raw food diets, they will not eat anything that is cooked. Okay. So they suffer from a lot of fat deficiency, rhinoderma, etc. Okay. These kind of deficiencies will be seen. Then you have the nutritional considerations, energy requirement, as we have discussed earlier, around more than 2000 kilocalories for men. If it is a sedentary woman, it is just around 1600, 700, and so on. Okay, the upper limit is based on how much energy you are spending and how much you are replenishing. Okay, protein requirement as well, as mentioned earlier, 60 grams. Focus more on, in India, we have to focus more on plant-based protein as well. Just give me a moment. Am I audible now? Is my screen visible? Am I audible? Is my screen visible? If there is any voice break issues, please let me know. The majority of the energy will come from carbohydrates. Okay, 1 gram of carbohydrates can give you 4 kilocalories of energy. Okay, there are different types of carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates like glucose, fructose that you get from fruits. Okay, it is simple carbohydrates. Very quickly it will get into your bloodstream. Okay, from honey, sucrose that is present in sugar, lactose that is in milk, simple carbohydrates. Okay, you drink milk with sugar, immediately the lactose and glucose will go into your bloodstream. Complex carbohydrates are like starches that you find in your cereals, pulses, some millets, okay, vegetables as well. Am I audible to all? Is my voice clear? Is my voice clear? Okay. So carbohydrates, there are different types: simple carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates, quickly they will disintegrate, break down into glucose, and it is in your bloodstream. Okay, within 15 minutes to half an hour, it disintegrates. Okay, complex carbohydrates are much more resistant. Okay, you find complex carbohydrates in all your cereals, pulses, millets, root vegetables like sweet potatoes, yams, okay, tapioca, glycogen that is in animal food. These are complex carbohydrates. They are very resistant to digestion. And in India, 70 to 80% of your total dietary calories, it comes from carbohydrates, which is not that good. Okay. Not more than 70% of calories should come from carbohydrates. But in India, the way how we have our thalis, different types of thalis and all, it is the way how we use rice, chapati, dal and all, 70 to 80% of calories, it comes from carbohydrates. Okay. Diet which is rich in complex carbohydrates are much healthier as compared to low fiber diets. And coming to protein, majority of the protein in your body is in form of your muscle. It is some in your bones, in your collagen, in your skin. They are very complex molecules, protein molecules. And we have essential amino acids, non-essential amino acids. Essential your body cannot produce, so you have to depend on food, okay, to give you essential amino acids. And the requirement of protein, it changes with your age, okay, and also with your physiological status, which means if you are pregnant, if you are lactating, definitely the protein requirement is different. Or when you are stressed, okay, when you're stressed, or just now you had a surgery, you had a trauma or any physical trauma, okay, a surgery was done, your protein requirement will increase, okay, because you lose a lot of nitrogen from your wound. Even if that wound is a surgical wound, okay, you lose a lot of nitrogen from it. Okay, so you have to replenish the nitrogen. So that's why your protein requirement increases. Animal proteins are high quality proteins as compared to plant-based protein. But when you combine certain cereals and millets and pulses, you will get majority of the amino acids that an animal protein can give you. When it comes to fat or fatty acids, oils, fats, okay, fats, what's the difference between oil and fat? Oil stays liquid even in any temperature. How much ever cold it gets, okay, oil will stay oil in its liquid form. For example, if it is mustard oil, okay, if it is freezing cold out, mustard oil will still stay in its liquid form. Okay, but ghee and coconut, they don't. Okay, they solidify. So because they are fats. Okay, ghee, butter, vanaspati, they are fats. And 1 gram of fat can give you 9 kilocalories of energy. And dietary source, it can be from two form: invisible fat and visible fat. Invisible fat, you can't see it with your naked eye, but you know that this food is rich in fat. For example, chicken, meat, okay, bone broth, etc. You have not additionally used any fat into it, but on its own, these some fatty fishes like fatty sardines and all, okay, the fish that you get during winter seasons, they're rich in fat. They have invisible fat. Okay, visible fat is the oil and the ghee that you pour out into the vessel for cooking. Okay, so that is visible fat. And fats are required. Mixing oil is recommended. Okay, when we will take the chapter on fats in detail, we will discuss about it. Okay, mixing different oils. So fat, it serves as a vehicle for different nutrients, especially your white fat for soluble vitamins to be absorbed. Vitamin A, vitamin D, E, and K. And also beta carotenes. Okay, for their absorption, fats are required. But excess of this fat could lead to obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, etc. And adults, especially Indian adults, you have to be little bit cautious and you have to restrict your saturated fat intake. Saturated fat like butter, ghee, coconut oil, okay, hydrogenated fats. Be conscious about it. Okay, anything that has too much of cholesterol, like red meat, eggs, any organ meat. Okay, be very cautious about it. Then calcium for different types of calcium supplements are also available. Calcium, phosphorus, magnesium supplements are available. Calcium intake should be around 800 to 1000 mg for adults. For bone health, for bone mineralization, iron. Iron deficiency anemia is the most common anemia we see in India. Okay, both in men and women. So you have to be uh, on a daily basis, iron-based food has to be eaten, or you can also cook your food in cast iron vessels. Okay, that can also help in adding more iron into your diet. Don't store food in cast iron vessels. Only cook them, take them out, okay, and store it in some other separate containers. If you store cooked food in iron containers, it can lead to iron toxicity. Okay. Zinc, important for your immunity. Okay. Zinc gained a lot of attention, especially during your COVID-19 times. Okay. Where its importance on immunity was focused upon. Then iodine. India also suffers from a spectrum of iodine deficiency disorders. Earlier it was just goiter, but now we have IDD, that means iodine deficiency disorders. It's a spectrum of diseases that can come with iodine deficiency, from goiter to cretinism, thyroid issues, okay, all these things. So for iodine, the best source is iodized table salt. Okay, fortified, iodine fortified or double fortified table salt is the best source of iodine. Then vitamin A, all your yellow, orange, red fruits and vegetables, all the non-vegetarian food, okay, they are best sources of vitamin A. Vitamin D, you will get vitamin D only from non-vegetarian sources, not from vegetarian sources. Okay, in for vegetarian, you got mushroom is like somewhere between. If you're using mushroom, a mushroom should be kept out in sunlight for at least 10 to 15 minutes and then cook it. Okay, because mushrooms are like fungi. They can synthesize vitamin D in the presence of sunlight. Okay, so when you buy mushrooms, when you want to cook mushrooms, make sure you keep them out in the sunlight for 10 to 15 minutes so that they can synthesize vitamin D. They become a rich source of vitamin D then. Okay, once it is exposed to sunlight. And then cook your mushrooms. So you will get vitamin D for vegetarians. Okay, for non-vegetarians, drink milk, eggs. Okay, non-vegetarian foods, meat, etc., are rich sources of vitamin D. If you're a vegan or if you're a strict vegetarian, you will require vitamin D supplements. Get your blood serum analysis done to identify the level of your deficiency. Is it mild, moderate, or severe? And get the supplementation taken. Then vitamin B complex, if you are a white rice eating uh, person, okay, if that is your staple food, white rice, polished white rice, don't over wash your white rice. Okay, wash it 3 times, that is more than enough. Don't overdo it. 2 or 3 times, that is more than enough. And when you cook your white rice, Don't drain the water out. Okay, cook them in its, if you're taking 1 cup of rice, cook them in 2 cup of water, two and a little bit more amount of water. That's it. But don't drain them. Don't strain the white rice while cooking. Okay, because you will lose a lot of vitamin B. Okay, and also just have a handful of nuts or groundnut. If you think the other forms of nuts and seeds, dry fruits and nuts are very costly, very expensive, just have a handful of groundnut. That's it. Okay, that's a really good ideal source of peanut or groundnut. Okay, really good ideal source of vitamin B. Drumstick leaves, drumstick leaves, groundnuts. Okay, whole grains, cereals, whole grains. The really good source of vitamin B. Folic acid, drumstick leaves. Okay, amazing source of vitamin B. Vitamin C, uh, seasonal fruits, and also in India, amla, Indian gooseberry, and guava. Okay, they are really good, rich sources of vitamin C, better source than orange, amla, and guava. And also green chilies. Green chilies are also amazing source of vitamin C. If it is unpolished water, the only way how you can cook is you have to drain it. Okay, parboiled rice or red rice, you will have to cook them in uh, large quantity of water. That is how the method of preparation is. Okay, that water you can strain, no issues. But if it is white rice, if you strain them, what B complex is water soluble, you are losing a lot of vitamins. Then fiber, you have fermentable fibers, non-fermentable fibers. Okay, uh, try to cook your vegetables with peel. Okay, even potatoes, clean the potatoes properly and cook it with its peel. Okay, it's a good source of fiber. Eat your fruits like apple and all, don't remove the peel, eat it with its peel. Okay, that will increase your fiber content. You can have isabgol, psyllium husk. Okay, health benefits of vegetarianism: obesity, you will have a control on obesity. Vegetarian diet, majority of the vegetarians don't suffer from obesity. Heart disease is also very less in vegetarian diet. Cancer as well, the rate of colon cancer is less in vegetarians as compared to non-vegetarians. Those who eat a lot of red meat like beef, mutton, lamb and all, colon cancer is more prevalent in them. Okay. Apple, you can wash it properly in hot water, not boiling hot water, lukewarm hot water with some vinegar. Okay, put some vinegar in the lukewarm water. Okay, soak the fruits for some time in those lukewarm water with vinegar and take it out. Then other diseases, certain genetic diseases, okay, obesity related diseases, diabetes and all is also less among vegetarians as compared to non-vegetarians. Coming to vegan diet, what is vegan diet? It's completely plant-based diet. Okay, there is no animal product here, not even honey. Okay, no milk, no honey, no curd, nothing. So 40% of a vegan's plate is fruits and vegetables. 25% is whole grains or starchy vegetables. 25% any form of plant protein. 10% is healthy fats like avocados, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, cold pressed oils. Okay, so that's a vegan diet. But one drawback of vegan diet is vitamin D deficiency, B12 deficiency, and calcium deficiency. Okay, so advantages and disadvantages you can see here. Of advantages, you get access to a lot of fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. It is useful for weight loss. It increases the feeling of satiety because there is high food and low energy. There is high intake of fiber as well. The more fruits and vegetables you eat, fiber intake is also high. You will have no issues in meeting your daily protein requirement. If uh, if this one benefits the vegetarian, but not the vegan diet, okay? Because in vegetarian diet you will have milk protein, curd protein, etc., and naturally high in complex carbohydrates. Okay, what is the disadvantages? It is low in protein, natural protein. Okay, especially the proteins that are complete proteins are not available in plant sources, and good fat as well. A lot of nutritional deficiencies, micro and macro, is seen in vegan diet. They have more trouble in achieving their protein requirement, especially if it is an athlete who is who has to get their protein requirements met. Okay, through vegan diet, it is difficult. For muscle retention and recovery, okay, and also to fight hunger during their any matches and all, it is difficult with a vegan diet. Vegans need more protein, as protein quality in the vegan diet is very low. So that's about today's session. If you have any queries, please mention in the chat box. We will discuss